Sentimental Value Review. Stellan Skarsgård and Elle lead a Norwegian Oscar contender that struggles to warm its audience. Toronto. Imagine gliding through a Norwegian fjord on cross-country skis. An experience that for some can be deeply rewarding, yet for many others feels slow, cold, and uninviting. That's exactly the vibe of Sentimental Value, the latest Norwegian dramedy by Joachim Trier, which premiered Thursday night at the Toronto International Film Festival. While the film lingers with elegance, it also leaves much of its audience shivering with disinterest. Sentimental Value, running time 135 minutes, theatrical release November 7th. After hearing about its enthusiastic reception at the Cannes Film Festival this past spring, I was primed to be completely captivated by what Trier brought forth. Instead, I found myself battling bouts of drowsiness rather than engagement. In recent years, Cannes has successfully launched several films into wider acclaim. From the darkly thrilling Parasite, to the clever satire Triangle of Sadness, and the tense legal drama Anatomy of a Fall. These movies captivated audiences with their unexpected twists, emotional depth, and gripping storytelling. Sentimental Value, however, does not join their ranks. It follows a predictable, worn-out path with a sophisticated family drama that feels all too familiar. The film's characters frequently reference the plays of Anton Chekhov, and it's clear Trier and co-writer Eskil Vogt intend these characters to resemble Chekhov's iconic figures: Arkadina, Nina, Konstantin, Vanya, and Sonia. But here's where it gets controversial. These Norwegian characters pale in comparison, coming off as far less passionate, less lively, and notably less engaging than their Russian counterparts. Which is quite the statement, considering Chekhov's work is renowned for its subtle emotional complexity. Stellan Skarsgård embodies Gustav, a legendary yet somewhat unsettling film director, who has been absent from the cinematic world for years and left his family behind long ago. His daughter Agnes, played by Inga Ibsdottir Lillias, was once a child star in one of his acclaimed films, but has since chosen a quieter life as a wife and mother, perhaps trying to escape the glare of her upbringing. Her sister Nora, Renate Reinsve, is a free-spirited actress whom Gustav desperately wants to cast in his eagerly anticipated comeback film. But Nora rebuffs his offer, and the resulting interactions between family members simmer with restrained tension, sparkless clashes rather than fiery confrontations. The family's old Oslo home plays a symbolic role in the story, like a silent witness to both joyful and painful memories. A seemingly light-hearted joke about a past event in one room turns into a revealing moment of melancholy. This house, much like in many great dramas, becomes a character on its own, steeped in history and emotion. Enter Rachel Kemp, portrayed by Elle, an American actress who attends a screening of one of Gustav's classic films and implores to join his upcoming project. Her arrival triggers a deep exploration of artistic ambition and personal identities within the group. Visually, the film is reminiscent of a high-end catalog, beautiful yet somewhat detached. Scenes cascade through crisp autumn settings and impeccably styled wedding venues, straight out of a Martha Stewart Living magazine. Even the hospital room looks more opulent than many New York City apartments. If you find comfort in admiring large windows framing colorful leaves outside, this film delivers in spades. Among the cast, the women's performances stand out with subtlety and authenticity. Renate Reinsve's portrayal of Nora carries natural authority without veering into exaggeration. Her nervous insistence on having a co-star slap her during an off-stage rehearsal is a moment so believable it quietly pulls you in. The same can be said for Lillias as Agnes, whose maternal protectiveness and underlying exhaustion feel deeply real. Meanwhile, Øyvind Hesjedal Loven, playing Agnes's son Eric, is so convincingly natural that it's as if Trier placed a hidden camera in a playground and filmed life unfolding naturally. An unusual but effective choice. Unfortunately, Skarsgård's Gustav comes across as stiff and one-dimensional. Despite his undeniable charm, the character is little more than a gruff, dismissive presence. At times, Gustav's perceived detachment and lack of interest seem to reflect the actor's own disengagement rather than the director's crafted personality. Despite the skilled performances and polished production, it's challenging to find a character or moment in the story that invites you to fully connect, especially when the characters live lives so far removed from everyday struggles, financial or otherwise. They come across as reserved, elusive artists locked in their own private worlds. Oddly enough, Sentimental Value is being talked about as an Oscar contender. While the film is far from bad, it stubbornly resists leaving a lasting emotional impression, even after its lengthy runtime of over 2 hours. Joachim Trier is often lauded as a filmmaker who paints pictures, and indeed, this film is visually compelling. But much like a beautiful painting hung on a wall, Sentimental Value remains static and unmoving, lacking the emotional dynamism that would make it truly memorable. Here's the part most people miss. Can a film be too polished, too reserved, and still claim artistic depth? Or does such detachment risk alienating its audience? What do you think? Does Sentimental Value represent high art quietly exploring human complexity? Or is it a missed opportunity for emotional resonance? Share your thoughts and let the debate begin.